Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Hello,
I see
Linda.
some folks still coming in from the waiting room and I think getting situated with audio. So we're just going to give folks.
Hello, Robin Rubin.
Hello, Gary Rubin. Hello, Arlene. Hello, Linda. Hello, Daniela. Let's see who else. Hello. Hi, Georgia. Hi, Heather. Hi, Jessica. Kelly, Cherie, Linda, Barbara. Let's see. Kelly, Lucia, Myrna. Hi, Tootie. Tracy. I have a problem pronouncing. Ira, Amanda, Tracy. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to wait. Oh, we're not really going to wait very much longer. It's 12:02. Let's get started. Take it away.
I was waiting for the intro screen to go away, but that's okay. We are getting there. Hey, everyone. Welcome to our second annual New Year's Wellness Series, backed by popular demand and packed with meaningful guidance on spiritual, relational, emotional, nutritional, physical, and mental wellness. On behalf of Robin Rubin Center for Happiness and Life Enhancement, I'm Ashley Zantop. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm an LCSW and MCAP, serving as the Associate Director of Operations and Community Engagement for the Phyllis and Harvey Sandler School of Social Work within the College of Social Work and Criminal Justice here at FAU. That is a mouthful. The Robin Rubin Center offers weekly online meditation sessions, bi-monthly in-person yoga classes every second and fourth Monday. So if you are on campus, definitely check those out. That's our newest edition, as well as monthly wellness workshops. All of our offerings are free of charge and open to everyone: students, faculty, staff, friends, and family. The Robin Rubin Center is pleased to co-sponsor this series with our friends at the Marcus Institute of Integrative Health at FAU Medicine. Integrative health is a holistic, patient-focused approach to healthcare and wellness. At the Marcus Institute, their physicians treat the whole person by examining everything that makes up a patient's health, including factors that can lead to disease, affect nutrition, exercise, and stress. Ultimately, patients and physicians are partners in healing and wellness. We are posting links in the chat now to invite you to learn more about the Robin Rubin Center and the Marcus Institute and make plans to get involved with our programming in the near future. So keep an eye out for that. Coming in, Kayla's got us covered already. Speaking of the Robin Rubin Center, it is now my pleasure to introduce today's wellness expert, Robin Rubin, founder of the center and an instructor within the Sandler School of Social Work. Robin currently teaches the Social Work and Positive Wellbeing course in both the master's level and bachelor's level programs. She knows the skills and tools necessary to living a flourishing life, and her passion is to teach people how to build their reservoir of positive emotions, work with negative emotions, increase their resilience, and create nurturing relationships. Robin has two adult sons, Jordan and Jonathan, a daughter by luck, Bella, and two grandbabies, Sarati, her granddaughter, and Eaton, her grandson. Robin lives in Boca Raton with her wonderful husband, Gary, who is on the call today. Welcome, Gary. And their two mini Labradoodles. Robin, thank you for your partnership as always and for presenting today. Please go ahead and take it away.
Of course. Thank you all for being here today. I'm excited to start this new wellness series. And what better a topic than to talk about intentions and goal setting for 2023. I think every January, we're all inspired to make maybe big changes, small changes, whatever they are, in one or more aspects of our life. And today we're going to talk about where we kind of want to put our focus. We like to do some goal setting in the new year because it kind of gives us something to look forward to in our future, and it's beneficial for our mental health and our well-being. goal setting, whether it's professional, personal, or both, it actually improves our satisfaction with life. And it doesn't even really matter whether we're successful at reaching these goals, because it just still gives us something to work towards. And it's okay. It gives us an opportunity to learn sometimes when we don't reach a certain goal, or it gives us an opportunity to look at, well, what is another pathway to that goal? And so today we're going to kind of try to zone in on it and help you to set some goals and intentions for 2023. So I'm going to share my screen. Wait 1 second. There we go. Make sure that play from the start. Let me know that you can see my screen. Everybody good? Okay, wonderful. Okay, so I need some participation. I want you to participate in this. It's not me just talking to you. I would love it if you're not like driving in your car, if you could have a pen and paper with you, because I'm going to ask you to do a little activity. So if you can get that, I'll give you a second to grab a piece of paper and pen. And great. Okay, so why should we set these goals? Why? Why does it matter? And Gary Latham said, people who don't set any goals are the ones whose life will pass right by. In fact, most people say they wish they could have lived, most people who say they could live their lives over again, a high percentage of people realize too late that they have frittered their lives away. Research has shown that setting goals is actually good for us, okay? It's part of positive psychology, this idea of achievement and setting these goals. They give us a direction to make positive changes in our lives. And that's really what I want to talk about today, is making these positive changes in our life. It's part of being human. It's part of what makes life good. It gives us a sense of meaning and purpose when we have goals, and it points us in a direction, keeps us engaged, and it's really good for our overall happiness. And what else do we want but really health and happiness? And I say today, health is first. So as far as goal setting goes, our biggest regrets in life lie where there is biggest opportunity, meaning things that we actually can change. This is kind of just a graph of where people's biggest regrets lie. And you can see that the top, let's say 4, education, career, romance, and parenting, those are all things that we actually can do something about. We can make a change. Right? And sometimes we don't. And that is often where our biggest regrets lie, in places where we had the chance to do something about it, but we didn't. Does that make sense? Does anybody know how to raise their hand in the chat, so that you can tell me that it makes sense? Yes. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Jessica, thank you. Okay, so lots of people have said this quote: our biggest regrets are not for the things we have done, but for the things that we haven't done. I wish I would have. I wish I would have. Well, that's where our biggest regrets lie. So today we're going to try to bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be. And we're going to pause for a second, because I'm going to actually give you a little bit of time to do this very small activity between what your goals are and where your gaps are. So the purpose of this is to savor what is working in our lives and set goals of what you are wanting for yourself and what would be ideal. So before we set goals, we need to know what we want and what we need. And there's a few different ways of doing that. I'm going to give you one tool today that I love to use, and I use with my class when I teach. And that is a wheel of life. So this is the time when I want you to take out your pen and paper, and you don't have to be an artist. And I want you to draw something like that. So all you're going to do is make a circle. And this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It has 9 sections. So I'm going to give you a minute to do that. So we have learning, we have spiritual fulfillment, we have love, we have physical health and well-being, relationships, fun, helping others, work, and money. Kind of let me know when you're done. Like, raise your hand. Many of you don't have your cameras on, so I can't see if your head is down or up, but that's okay. Okay, I'm guessing that we're almost done. Okay. So the next thing that I want you to do is I want you to shade in the areas of the wheel. Okay, so if you're helping others, let's say you haven't been doing much of that lately, is only at a 1 or a 2, you shade it, very little. And if you're having lots and lots of fun, you shade that in as a 10. If your relationships are fantastic, you can shade that as an 8, 9, or 10, whatever that is. So I want you to take another couple, I say it's going to take about 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Just go through each area, think for a moment, pause, reflect, and fill in the wheel of life. Don't look at the next 2 questions. What makes you at that, or what would a 10 look like? We're going to get to that. We're just shading it in right now. And just kind of on a side note, as you shade it in, you can imagine that when your wheel of life is not really balanced, things are kind of a little bumpy because there's some areas in our life where we're a 10 and there's some areas in our life where we're like a 1. And that gives us a little bit of a bumpy road because it's not equal. Our wheel of life is not, we're not in the same place in all parts of our lives. Okay, I'm going to give you another minute. Okay. So what's really important here also is that, let's say in the relationship part of your wheel, I'm just giving an example, you're at a 1 or a 2 because you've been working really hard, and I'm just letting somebody in. You've been working, You've been working really hard. You've been spending a lot of time doing other things, and you really haven't nurtured your relationships. And that's at a 2, let's just say for argument's sake. What you're saying is that it's not at a 10 because you've been focused on other areas of your life. However, there are still some things that are working in that area because you're not a 0, right? You're not at a 0, you're at a 2. So it's important to acknowledge the good, even in the areas where, let's say, you're not thriving. Okay, yet we have to appreciate what is working, even in those areas where we're not where we want to be. So I'm going to ask you to pick 3 areas of your wheel. So the love area of my life is at a 8, and this is what's working. Okay, so again, I don't know how many of you are driving or in cars, so if you can't write it down, I'd like you to think about it because I'm actually going to put you in a little group in a minute. So don't go away. You can just think about it if you want, if you can't write it down. But I would like you to pick 3 of those 9 areas and write down, this area of my life is at a 2, and what is working is, so let's go back to my relationship example. Relationship area of my life is at a 2, and what is working, even though it's only at a 2, is that I am seeing friends at least twice a month. So what is working is there is something that is working. So you can pick some of the areas that are good or some of the areas that you don't feel are that good. Give you another couple minutes. Let me just look at the chat. Okay. Okay. Oh, Amanda, did you get the rest of the? Oh, relationships. Okay, good. We got it. And while you're doing that, you can also write underneath that little sentence prompt, what would a 10 look like? So what would that area be if it was a 10? What would be ideal? Exactly. Thank you, Rachel. That's exactly what I'm saying. Work is a 3, but I have a job and it pays my expenses. That's exactly what I'm saying. So that is what's working. Right. Perfect. That's such a good example. I'm going to use that one. But what would a 10 you look like for you for work? Right? Think about that. Give you another 2 minutes. So quiet. I wish I could play some music. Okay. So what would a 10 look like and what would be ideal? Oh, okay. I'm going to go to this first. I'm actually going to put you all, I hope it's okay. I'm going to put you in a breakout group with another person. You're going to get to meet somebody. How fun is that? Okay. And if somebody doesn't have a partner, I will jump in. I will jump in. Whoops, 1 second. Okay, 2 participants per room. Okay. So even if you haven't had the chance to like really write, I'm going to give you 4 minutes. What time is it? Yeah, 4 to 4 minutes to share with somebody else 1, 2, 3 areas of your wheel, where you're at, what's working, and what would make it a 10. And clearly, this is going to be a stranger, somebody that you've never met before. I love meeting strangers. Sometimes we make new friends. And I'm going to give you the opportunity to do that. I will move it around if for some reason somebody ends up in a room by themselves, but I'm going to give you about 4 or 5 minutes. So take turns sharing like 2 or 3 parts of your wheel. I'm going to open up the room. Oh, it says 5 minutes. Okay, let's see. I'm going to see. Let's see if everybody joined. Move to 15. I'm going to move you around if you don't have a partner. Mm-hmm. Oh, Jessica will move to room 3. Let's see how this is working. Is it working, Ashley? Let me see. Oh,
It looks like it's working. I know that a few folks said that they're driving or that they're at work so that they can't. So, I mean, we can have some groups of 3, perhaps, if someone's in there maybe by themselves. And then someone's asking if we can put the wheel back up.
okay.
But once they join their
Okay.
breakout room, I'm not sure if they'll see that.
I don't think they can see it.
I can broadcast the different.
Okay, so do you want me to tell you what they are?
I wrote them down. Yep.
Okay. I think everybody's in. Let me just see. It looks like everybody's in a breakout group. It looks like everybody has one, right? It looks like, I mean, I can see that it looks like everybody has one. I can see who's talking. Oh, not Tootie and, okay, so these 2 people didn't join. That's fine. And those 2 people didn't join. That's fine. Not join. Okay. Yeah, we're good. I think we're good.
Hold on, almost done. Others. All right.
Okay. I didn't see it. It didn't come through.
It went to the breakout rooms.
Oh, it did. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. All right, I'm going to actually give them another 3 minutes.
Yeah, because it took a second for folks to get situated.
I can actually see that there's people talking in each room.
Wow. Oh yeah, I see that too with the.
See the little mic go up and down.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So we ended up with a bunch of people, so that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, no. No, why when I put my computer on silent, it still gives me the dings.
So do not disturb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't see that anyway.
I'm thinking discussion might run a little bit longer than 12:30. What do you think? Or do you think we'll be done?
It might go a little bit more.
Okay, that's fine.
Not much longer, but okay. Oh, Iris, that's so funny. I'm gonna. Give a second. I was going to close them all in a minute. People are still talking and talking and talking.
That's good. It looks like Sarah's talking.
I saw that. He's talking to Ira. He's a good person to talk to. I know Ira. Okay.
Should we close it or?
Closing it. I have my first class today at 4 also.
Yay!
Come on back. Let me see those smiles. Let me see those smiles. Did you have fun? Anybody want to share? Was that good? Tell me. Talking to a stranger about your goals and what you want to do.
I felt like I was speed dating, Robin.
Perfect.
I loved it. I loved it. You know, they talk about like intimate strangers, right? Like when you sit on an airplane next to someone and you divulge your life story.
I love it.
Same. So I very much enjoyed, Ira and I were cut off, but I very much enjoyed it.
Yeah. Ira's a great guy. Anybody else want to share? How was that?
I thought it was great.
Who's talking?
Linda.
Hi.
Hi. I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. I felt like she really understood me, like I understood her. And she got it, I got it. And I was like, okay, so yeah, okay, let's go hang out.
That's great. I love it. Okay, good. All right. So let's see. What are we going to do with that info? Okay, from current slide. Okay, now you can see so hopefully with you writing down kind of what will make you move closer to a 10, you can look at that now and see if you can figure out 2 action steps that you can take. And we're not going to share them, but I just kind of want you to do that on your own to figure out 2 action steps that you can take, hopefully in each one of those areas, that will move you forward, move you more towards that 10 that we talked about, or a 9, so that your wheel is not that bumpy. So let's talk about some tips for achieving goals. Whoops, I'm sorry. Nope, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Okay. So writing the goal down. Well, hopefully you just did. And if you were driving, you thought about it and you'll be able to write it down later. Another really important thing is to break the goal down into smaller, manageable pieces, right? Not like this big, gigantic, I'm going to save the world. Let's say it's about volunteering. We can't save the world, but what can we do in our neck of the woods? What can we do in our community? Sorry about my dogs. Sometimes we need primers. We need alarms. We need reminders to help us move towards that goal. Another really important thing is to find some support or somebody that you can report to. Well, this is what I've done towards reaching that goal. And also very important is to celebrate your small wins, right? So it doesn't have to be a big one. It can be a small one. These are just some other tips also to make sure you state your goals in a positive way, right? Setting your priorities. So let's say that wheel had 9 places in it and 3 or 4 of them are the most important to you. Make those your priorities, because the truth is that we can't be all over the place. So we can, but then we're not going to get anything done. So we need to set our priorities. Like, what is the most important to you right now in January 2023? Be dedicated to those areas. I'm sure that most of you who have ever learned anything about goals have learned about this idea of setting SMART goals, which SMART is an acronym that stands for being very specific, having a way you can measure the goal, making sure that it is achievable. Like, don't set yourself a goal that you're not going to be able to achieve. Make sure it's relevant in your life right now. And also setting an actual time. I want to achieve this by March, by April, whatever that is. Also looking at your goal rather as a journey rather than an end. Like it's a journey as we're getting there, right? It's not so much about the outcome. It's about how we get there. I said this before in the other tips, the support system. Just when you do achieve your goals, celebrate them, even when they're small, and making every day count, staying motivated. I'm going to tell you a little story. I'm going to stop the share for a second. Tell you a little story. Yep. Where is it? Okay. I guess okay. Here we go. I'm not sharing anymore, right? I'm not sharing. Okay. Here's the story. 1 second. So as a man was passing a group of elephants, I guess he must have been in Africa somewhere, or maybe, yeah. He suddenly stopped, confused by the fact that these huge creatures were being held by only a small rope tied to their front leg. There were no chains, no cages. It was obvious that these very large elephants could at any time break away from their bonds, but for some reason, they didn't. He saw a trainer nearby and he asked why those animals just stand there and they don't even make any attempt to get away when they could actually just use their strength and pull and they could break this tiny little rope. Well, the trainer said, when they were younger and much smaller, we used the same size rope to tie them up. And they are conditioned to believe that they can't break away. They believe that that rope can still hold them, so they never even try to break free. The man was amazed. These animals could at any time break free from their bonds, but because they believed they couldn't, they were stuck right where they were. Like the elephants, how many of us go through life hanging on to a belief that we cannot do something simply because we failed at it once before? So the moral of the story is failure is a part of learning. We should never give up the struggle in life. You fail not because you're destined to fail, but because there are lessons which you needed to learn as you moved forward. Like I said, it's all about the journey. So don't let that small little tie keep you tied down. Go for your goals. Set intentions and go for them. And remember, if you set your goal super high, it's not a bad thing, because if you don't achieve that high goal, at least you'll land right below it. So setting high goals is actually better than setting low goals. So set them high. And I leave you with that on this first New Year, New You wellness series. And I would love to take any questions. I better look at we're going to put something in the chat box. Wait, before we take questions. Yes, please take 1 minute to complete this brief survey. And I hope that you hang on to your wheel of life and you figure out which areas you want to work on and set some small little goals in each area and go for it. So go for that survey first. And then I would love to take questions if anybody has any. I'm looking. Whoops. Everyone. Does anybody have any questions? If you want to raise your hand or you want to ask in the chat box. Ashley, do you see any questions?
Not yet, but one question. Will the PowerPoint be available for participants? Can we send that out? Yes.
I have a question.
Yep.
Sure.
Hello, thank you so much. I have a question about the SMART goals. I wrote down a couple of things that I could do in those areas of my life where I could use a little bit of a boost. And then I guess the next step for me would be to figure out how to fit those things within a SMART goal framework. So my question is, what makes a goal achievable? What can you talk about that? What is achievable?
Good question. So I guess my first gut was to say, any goal is achievable, but that's not always true because some goals are not achievable. So what I want to make sure you do when you set your goals is you make sure that it is actually, like an example, let's say you don't like, your living situation, but you don't have the financial resources to get out of it yet or whatever. Like, so you want to make sure that you look at your goals and make sure that you could do it if you really, really set your mind to it. Don't set a goal that you know you're never going to be able to achieve. You know, it's just never going to happen because there's certain logistics that are really out of your control. Because there are some things in life that are out of our control. A lot of things are, in our control, but there are some things that are not. So just make sure that you set it where it's achievable and realistic. Those are two really important things. Realistic, is this realistic for me to set? And can I achieve it? I don't know if that helped. It's kind of like a wishy-washy answer, but did it help at all?
Yeah, I guess you were just making a comment also about how it doesn't matter if we achieve the goals. So I was trying to figure out.
That's true, because really the journey that we take while we're reaching for those goals. Mm-hmm. So much about the journey. There's so many things happen during that journey that actually, set us in the right direction. Even if
No, I was just gonna jump in, Robin, as I'm thinking about it, like something that would not be achievable for me, I want to make $1 billion by the end of the year. Something that even if you lined up and like set action steps, the path to $1 billion for me is not happening by the end of the year, right? So you just want to think like, is there a path forward, right, in order to get to the end point, even if there are, certain challenges along the way.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. That's perfect. Unless you win the Mega Millions.
Right. But I don't know if setting a SMART goal to win the lottery, right? Like, is that realistic then? Right. So
super dumb is what it is. It's super.
And Robin, I want to say something. This is Georgia. That you can set big goals, but you have to break things down into small bites. And the small bites have to be the things that you can achieve within a short period of time, because you need that pat on the back as you're going through this process. And then when you achieve that small part of the goal, then you move on to the next one. So we always, we can set large goals, huge goals, like $1 billion, but how are we going to get there? There are people who are millionaires and billionaires in this world, and they probably did say, I'm going to be a billionaire one day, but they knew they weren't going to do it tonight or next week or the end of the year. So if we break things down, it's more achievable than if you just set this big goal and everything you do is like, you get disappointed because you haven't achieved that goal in that 1 year.
There's an expression, how do you eat an elephant? And the answer is in small bites.
In small bites.
Yeah, you can't eat the elephant all at once, right? You got to eat it in small bites, and making sure that we celebrate each and every small bite. I did that, I got that far. So, but again, setting high goals there's research about that, and setting high goals are actually more beneficial than setting low goals. So make sure your goals, you set them high, because even if you don't reach the high, you reach right underneath it. And that's pretty good too. So thank you all so much for joining us today. Appreciate you being here. And somebody else is going to close out, right?
Yes, that's me. That's me. Yes. Thank you, everybody. We are just about out of time. I would like to thank all of you for being here, particularly Robin. Thank you for sharing all of this wisdom and giving us some tangible action steps forward. Before everybody leaves, we are doing this series every week, same time, same place. So I hope that you'll make plans to join us next week. On Wednesday at noon, we'll be talking about promising new treatments for neurodegenerative diseases with Dr. Palitsi, Dean of the Schmidt College of Medicine. So please come in and tune in for that. And in the meantime, be well and enjoy the rest of your day, everyone.
Have a beautiful day. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.